Hello, VIPKid teachers. So if you teach level 5, what I just teach today, level 5, unit 6, you teach about the marriage relations. And if you're just curious about the different um, the different things we teach in level 5, it's very vast. But one thing is marriage relations. And when I first read it, I was like, oh, great. I get to teach a teenage boy about marriage relationships. Yes, no. But it's actually fine. It's just teaching about, you know, in-laws and different stuff like that in the actual wedding, what happens. So it's really neat. And this is one of my regular students that I taught, and I'm sharing this with you because I want to share with you what he said his cousin's Chinese wedding was like. It's really interesting. They had a lot of similarities, such as walking down the aisle, meeting at the altar, so and so. But what was different was that the bride usually wears a red dress. It's just a very meaningful color in Chinese culture. And what else did he say? He said that, I thought he was talking about the marriage certificate that they write. I said marriage certificate, and he said, sort of, but he was talking about calligraphy. So I think they write the last name or the surname, whatever they write it in calligraphy. So I thought that was really neat. They're just up there painting calligraphy, really cool. And then also the wedding, it starts in the morning. First, they take a bunch of pictures, and then it starts at, he said something like, I want to say he said 8:18 on the dot. And I thought at first I wanted to laugh. I was like 8:18 precisely, and he said 8:18, and before I could say anything, he said because it represents money or wealth or something like that. And so I was like, oh, okay. So they get married early in the morning, and then he said, roll around. It takes a while. Then by 10, they do other stuff, and then they something like they give wine to everybody, celebrate, and then the bride and groom go by one to introduce themselves, to talk to family members. You know how long that if you've ever been married, you know how long that takes. So the child that I was teaching was saying that his favorite part is when it became 12 o'clock on the dot, because around this time is when he said that all the tables have so much food and that he just gets to go eat. And I was like, that's a normal thing. I think that's everybody's favorite part of the wedding, when you finally get to go eat. So I thought it was interesting that it was very much alike. He even explained about the ring bearer, a child doing the ring bearing thing, but there was also, big differences. So it was really cool to kind of get to learn to share with him what happens in our culture, even though it's very different, in each marriage, but it's a lot of similarities. And then I let him tell me. And this is one of my students that likes to talk a lot. So I actually shared a lot of details of the marriage through feedback. And I let him know how people do, the unity candle, how if it's a Christian marriage, sometimes they do the 3 ropes or the cord, to represent God and the husband and wife, it's stronger together. And the sand. And so I just wrote stuff like that just to share a little bit more culture, with him, because he likes to talk a lot and I didn't want to take up his class time to say all that. So I was like, well, I'll write it in case the parents care or want to know, or if he cares. So let me know below if you've ever taught the marriage relations, and if they told you about Chinese weddings. Is it similar to what I just said that the student was talking about for his Chinese cousin? Was it different? Did the bride wear a red dress? Or if you are been to Asia yourself and have attended a wedding, let me know. How was it, and what kind of food did they eat? He didn't, I was trying to get him to move along with the lesson, so he didn't get to tell me exactly what kind of food they ate, or if we didn't get to talk about if they threw rice or did the firecrackers or anything like that, because it was a lot, but I'm still going to be teaching him, hopefully, more and more. I see him almost every week, and he's actually in Japan now on vacation, taking me around, showing me outside, and I'm like, whoa, there's Tokyo. This is amazing. So it's just another reason why this job is awesome. Happy teaching, and let me know below if you ever teach about marriage relations, or if you teach level 5 a lot, because it may be coming at you pretty soon. Happy teaching.